Hello Commanders, Commander Plato here, and welcome to today's live stream. Hope everyone's doing very well today and you had an alright week so far, because you know, it's Thursday, isn't it? Which is normally like the day when you start revving up for the weekend. I feel like it is anyway, but I do hope everyone is doing alright. So quick hello to Rolf, Alan, Chris, Chickers, Galarak, Panto, Josa, Wiley. How are we all doing today? Oh, and a bunch of drop in at the same time. Wicked. Agnot and Deadstar and Alwyn. How are we doing? We alright? Now, obviously some big news today, well, big news this week, should I say, regarding Elite Dangerous. We've of course had the wonderful news regarding the dev diary and a little bit of interesting stuff discussed in some articles online as well, and I think we need to talk about it. I feel like we should. It's something that should be done. Nico Nellis, hello, how you doing? Stapo, what up? David Dawson, hello. Oh, Ike wrote. Ken, how are you? Chickers, I'm doing alright, mate. My voice is pretty rough over the last couple of days. Like yesterday was really bad. So today it's a little bit stronger, a little bit better, so I figured we'd jump into Elite, do some streaming, because we've got some stuff to talk about. What we are going to do today, though, is we're going to have a little look around some of the planets that were shown during the dev diary, so we can do a bit of a comparison between now and what will be, because I think that'd be fairly interesting. So we're starting off here in Wolf 1311 B3B, so that's where we're starting. Professor, how you doing? Sam, what up? Tom, hey mate. Love the picture, by the way, Tom. If anyone doesn't know, Tokoso is a bit of a wizard when it comes to photoshopping images of Elite, and often comes out with things like that stuff that we want to see, atmospheres, or you know, if we want to have a look at, say for example, an ATST from Star Wars in the Elite universe. You might have seen that picture kicking around, but yeah, it looks really good. Duchess, hello, how you doing? Now, I wonder how close we can actually get to this planet. Like, I feel like this is something I haven't tried for a long time, because it's currently unlandable. See, now AC, you say you just want to walk around your aspects, right? Now, if that's all you want to do, that's going to get really boring really quick, isn't it? Yeah, Tom, for sure. Absolutely for sure. Like, this planet as is. Honestly, you're saying I have no... Okay, this is how close we can get. Edinburgh Retro, thank you. Right, now... let us begin. Also, if you are watching on YouTube and you fancy it, please do hit the like button. In particular, I'm kind of... I don't want to do the usual YouTuber whinge, but my videos are currently being buried by YouTube because of the algorithm. Because I'm not super consistent with putting out content, because I can't because of my voice most of the time. It means that YouTube doesn't show people my stuff as much, so the only thing that we can do is really encourage the interaction, which is kind of the point of me saying, please hit the like button. Yeah, I really appreciate it if you do. It does actually make a huge difference. Interaction is what drives YouTube, and without it, my videos don't get seen or shown to people, so I do appreciate it. Or, if you don't like it, you can also hit the dislike button, and that's okay too. That's it. That's what I was saying. If you're watching this and you've already watched it, or it's already been and gone, leave a comment too. That also helps. But right, I'm going to stop talking about that now, and we're going to get on with all of this, all this stuff. Yeah, Tom, I could. She has offered, but she also knows that I'm really, really fussy about stuff, so wouldn't want to do it and get it wrong. But that is me, because I'm that kind of guy. So We're on planet number 1, so Wolf 1311 B3b, so planet moon. Now, how this looks in game currently, it's a rocky planet, it has 100% ammonia atmosphere. If you're wondering what it looks like in the dev diary, very, very different. So I'm going to bung that up on the screen now. This is what it looks like in the dev diary. I'm reasonably sure this is the correct planet. Yeah, Alderman first, it sure is. Zach and Ash are saying, looking by the recent developments, I think space legs will be 1,000 times harder than surface legs. I know, I think the amount of surface comes into it. Like, it really does, the amount of surface massively comes into it. But this here, right, the interesting thing, this is a rocky world. So that's the thing. Also, hi Hunter. Definitely is. It's interesting. I find it really interesting that, you know, you think rocky world, and you think that barren, all that kind of stuff. And also, if it does have an ammonia surface, this is prime territory for Thargoids to be in and be on. So something to think about as well is that we might have more Thargoid surface sites on a variety of different planets. I think that'd be cool. And of course we've got, also with that, we'll get rid of that for a moment, the idea of driving around on there. Which, I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. I think it looks epic. Absolutely epic. Duchess, not even Thargoid plant life. Will we get first-person Thargoid combat? Because we know there's going to be first-person combat. It's been said. But will we get Thargoid combat? I really hope we do. I love the idea of, you know, running into a Thargoid base and being like... Mark Stacey, no game is dead. They're building up to release a massive update. So no, it's not dead. It's all about to come to life. Literally come to life. This just looks incredible, and I can only imagine what it would feel like to drive around on. Part of me is looking forward to it being winter again, because I don't get on with the heat very well. So I'm quite looking forward to it being winter. So the idea of driving around an icy planet and it being cold, ooh, I think that's going to be good. Obviously, we've got some other rocky planets to look at, which do look absolutely awesome. I don't know what planet this is, so we're going to come back. We'll circle back around to this one. But that's what it looks like now. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Right, if we go into the old system map and have a look at this planet. So, B3B. I look at the information of it. So yeah, like Panhal was saying, 167 Kelvin, but it has no atmosphere. But it also has an ammonia atmosphere. This is something. This is something I find really weird. Like, what? Shaggy Boy, hello, how you doing? I'm going to try and keep up with chat because you guys are you've all got something to say, which is wicked. So I'm going to try and keep up with it. Now, Duchess, you're saying, was it? It's a new game based on Elite Dangerous? What? Do my Odyssey? No. So Mark, yeah, there are plans for atmospheric planets. Light atmospheres to start off with. That's the idea behind it. That's kind of where we're starting, and then we're going to move on. But I think this one is saying it's got 0 atmospheres, but also has an atmosphere. This could just be Stellar Forge throw out stuff, which is fine. So it's cool. But yeah, literally, you could encounter a frost-covered Thargoid structure, which I think would be absolutely freaking epic. No, so Tom, I don't think they're changing the Stellar Forge to remove the rocky worlds. I think they're changing the Stellar Forge in order to give them atmospheres, because we're getting a lot of stuff added in, and from the way it's spoken about, they've spoken about retextures, reskins, and other things, I would say. Jeffrey David, oh, yeah, but I'm allowed to occasionally pick holes and stuff, aren't I? But yeah, I do like the sound of the first walked on or first footfall tag. That sounds pretty cool to me. In my home system of Hilla, I think there could be a few of them that I need to try and get, because as things stand, I'm the first one to map them, and I'd quite like to be able to, like, first look at all of these. There's no way. There's just no way I'm going to be able to get all of them. It's impossible. I'm just looking at it, I'm like, nah. It's not going to happen. And bear in mind, that's a rocky body that has a carbon dioxide atmosphere and then 1% sulfur dioxide. That should be walkable on a planet. That one should be walkable as well, because it's, again, same composition. This one, volcanism, iron, magma. It's a rocky planet. Is it going to be walkable? So there's a lot to think about. This one, icy body, methane-rich atmosphere. It has 19,000 atmospheres though, so we probably won't be going on that one, because you don't get much more of a thicker atmosphere than that, and that's for sure. Hey Spatula, how you doing? And then we've got a rocky body, no atmosphere, so I'll be able to walk around with that, that'll be fine. So anything with no atmosphere, definitely able to walk on. I'm assuming this is a big assumption, and the way I understand it. So it's pretty mad. Like, it's not so that, like, how many hours of content are you going to get from just one system on its own? How nuts will it be to stand there on this icy planet, stand on the surface, look up and just look at the rings from first person? I think that's going to be cool. And that is just me. I know I'm buying into the hype big time, but I honestly cannot help myself. Can't help myself. I'm going to assume 2. I think 2. But yeah, there is that. Where is it gonna stop? You know, at what point are we gonna say, okay, this atmosphere isn't light anymore? There's a lot of talk of the words millions and billions. Like, what? Edinburgh Retro, yeah, I think that's going to be stuff to come. Stuff to come. Like, will there be... Actually, that's a good point, Tom. Will there be life on the icy surfaces? Will there be plants there? Will there be anything else? I don't know. I don't know. Now, a quick mention on the articles from Polygon and someone else, since I can't. can't remember who they are. Can't remember exactly who they are. From what I understand, some of the information may not be 100% correct, so there's a bit of waiting that we should all do from Frontier to confirm everything. We have to be a little bit, unfortunately, patient for that. But I think we'll have to wait around, and having kind of spoken to Frontier about it, ask further questions, they've said we need to wait confirmation. So I think she spoke about lava rivers. That was like lava seas or that kind of magma. I think Duchess. Slam Dunk they did, but again, I would probably wait for... If it doesn't come from Frontier on that, I'd wait and hold fire on believing it. That's what I've got to say about that. Now, I will mention, there's a lot of... I guess a lot of creators are working with Frontier in order to kind of try and bring everyone the content as it comes in the news up to date and quite kind of in a timely fashion, I guess, for lack of a better word. I am one of those creators, so as soon as I get information, I pass it on to you guys as soon as I'm able to. Just so you know, there'll be no sitting on information. Now what I need to check is, I'm going to look at the next planet that we can go and have a look at, because you saw a few different places. That we can go and have a little gander at. So what I'm looking for is those wonderful in shots in the game. As you can tell, I don't really prepare stuff, or I wasn't entirely sure I was going to stream today. But here we are. I'm actually feeling good. Right. ADS 10329. So let's get back to a carrier. That's going to be the plan. And off we go. Oh, it is that thought of whether or not we will eventually have the ability to walk on all of the worlds. And I think it could be a... Oh no, we're already in the Super Cruise. My mistake. But yeah, I'm not expecting to see water at all. Alright Alan, take care. I'm not expecting to see water, stretches of water, or anything like that. I don't think... Because fluid is something we have never seen in Elite Dangerous. Never. We've seen solids, we've seen particulates, but we've not seen liquids, so... I think that's something we're going to have to obviously wait for. Brian, alien plants and flowers, that does mean animals. It does mean animals, but that could mean insects, pollinators, rather than, you know, something like a hummingbird. So we have to kind of wait and see. But there's a lot of wait and see. I remain cautiously optimistic, and I encourage everyone to remain cautiously optimistic. And caution is an important word, because I love me a bit of hype. I do love a bit of hype myself, but I'm gonna keep myself cool. Now, existential cell count. Now, you say that about the engine, you don't know about the engine, because it's the Cobra engine, right? So the Cobra engine can do reflections, and it has been shown to do reflections in Jurassic World Evolution and also Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo. So I think that's the thing. We haven't seen liquid water spatula, alright. But yeah, we haven't seen liquid, so I think that's something that is going to be a challenge, because you look at a sea is a sea, and what makes a sea something that you want to look at or be near or be around is the liquid, is the salt spray, is those droplets of water. There's a lot of stuff, and I can't believe I'm so far away from my carrier. It's ridiculous. Tango01, what are you talking about? I'm talking to everyone. Why would you say I'm ignoring chat when I'm literally responding to stuff? There's a lot of people talking, and if I miss your comment, I'm sorry. But don't accuse me of ignoring my chat, because I'm not. Thank you. Ice geysers pump out liquid which freeze and dry very quickly. Yeah, because that's almost turns it directly into a solid. And that's kind of more the particulate stuff. But if we're going to see cryovolcanism, which has been spoken about, then we should definitely have that kind of stuff. And Tom, you're hoping the DNA sampler acts as a taser on players. Yeah, me too. It'd be cool if we had non-lethal weapons as well as lethal weapons when we get a look at that first-person shooter gameplay. Rip Murdoch, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Mate, you play the game, which means you play the same game as all of us. You're not a peasant, it's fine. But that would be incredible. I mean, I'm really not expecting to see rain. Rain to me means thicker atmosphere. That's what I would say. I think it's actually, Zachinus, I haven't watched his video talking about it at all. Essential Soundcraft, do you think would the FPS gameplay raise the age rating? That depends, doesn't it? That depends whether or not there's proper blood in it. So, for example, I mean, if you take a look at, in particular TV shows like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., okay, they are shooting people all the time. All the time. All the freaking time. But it is still only rated, I think, maximum of PG because there's no blood. And I think Elite may do that route and not have the blood aspect like you do in something like Pavlov VR, when you shoot people and their heads blow off and go to pieces, or you shoot someone with a high caliber sniper rifle and it cuts them in half and you see ribs flying all over the place. I do not think it's going to have anything like that. So I think it's going to be a little bit more low teen end of stuff with regards to detail in that. That's what I reckon. But no, I don't know what Exegesis resolution was. Zach, and I say, if you can give me a gist of it now, I can give you a bit of my opinion. Water, Moray, Starboat, no. Tango's everyone, you're saying, what do I think about the absence of ship interiors and FDev still considering the atmospheric flight any transport around? Well, okay, you say the absence. Now that is from the Polygon article and also those other people. Frontier haven't actually given us an official confirmation themselves of what they plan to do. And having spoken to them, we have to wait and see, basically, for a complete, definitive answer. So I have to wait for that, I think. It's Ken flying along the ground, dodging large ice chunks, 5 from the ground. I mean, if it was big, but the thing is, the ships are so freaking big. There's a real... I don't think we quite understand how big things are in Elite. And that's what I'm looking forward to, that real element of scale that you're going to get. That stepping out of your ship and realising it's actually the size of a jumbo jet. Which would be mental. Silas, hello, how you doing? Sorry for the late little hello. Global dust storms, the ones see now. Dust storms on Mars. In The Martian, what they showed was really unrealistic because of the really low atmospheric pressure. That's important. So I think hopefully we'll get some wind, a little bit of a that type of thing. That'd be cool. But yeah, I don't think we can get rain because you need a thicker atmosphere for rain. Laser weapons, yeah. Holomies have blood. Well, Spanish Holomies can't leave the ship, which means we're actually going to be... Turgeon, you're talking about Carmageddon. Yeah, 38 ships to model, that would be a hell of a lot of work for the inside. I think. You say... Okay, right. Now, Jantho, you say that. If we look at a Simpson plane size, okay, that is only 76 meters long, okay. An Anaconda, an Elite Dangerous, is 152 meters long. An Asp is 56. So yeah, they are that big. They are bigger than most of the ships, but it's damn freaking close considering the size of them. You think about a Type 9, Type 10 in the Python, and so on. So anything medium and up is going to be the size of a jumper jet, which is mental. So there's a lot of that. I'm not so fussed about walking around the ship. Me personally, honestly, I am not so fussed at all. But what I am bothered about is it needs to be a smooth transition from me getting out of my ship onto the ground. What that's going to look like, I don't know. It could be a little cutscene. I would consider that an acceptable rather than a fade to black. The only reason is because I wouldn't want to have too much messing around walking around the ship because I just don't think there's a lot to do in it. But if there's gameplay involved in being in this ship, then that's a different story. But for now, we've had no indication that there would be. And that's a thought there. So he said he'd be disappointed they didn't allow flight in the light atmosphere. Yep, agree. More importantly, he said that if they had to close the screw from the client to go from VR to 2D, he'd stop playing. Oh, I hate this. I'll stop playing if something happens thing. And I've said this to Exegius before. Behave yourself. But I mainly play 2D. I have a VR headset. I've got a Vive. But the games that I play are jumping up around, active, Pavlov, Beat Saber, Arizona Sunshine, and stuff like that. I like that, being on my feet, being active, and doing all of that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure that would work for playing against 2D and 3D at the same time. Just the walking around the ship thing, I think the gameplay experience should be protected. And to me, a majority of players are desktop players, keyboard and mouse. So I think that is getting that right is great. And then if they want to go back and add VR in later on, cool, that's fine, but don't take away from my existing experience. That would be my only ask if that was the thing that were to happen. I think that it should be the gameplay experience for the majority of people should be protected at all costs, if that makes sense, for the greater good. Not opposed to VR, people who play Elite in VR, but If you bought a VR headset to only play one game, that is on you. That is only on you. But that's it. It's a minority and a vocal minority. Doesn't mean they should be ignored. Just means that their word should only be taken as strongly as other people's. That's what I'm saying. If that makes sense. Brian M, you're talking about a bit like in Ender's Game, where they're in the battle simulation, or the battle room. Commander Crusher, the conda damage modelling was the first one to be done, and they realised how much work it took, and didn't go back and do the rest. That's what happened with that. I have asked, which I thought was a bit of an interesting one. But I feel like the walking around the ship would be dressing. To me, that'd be window dressing, which means it's not essential. If I go to a shop to buy something, I'm interested in the actual product. I'm not interested in the dressing in the window, And I hate saying that. Product when talking about Elite Dangerous, but yeah. And the big thing is we've got this moment where I'm like, oh no. What I should have done was prepare the jump. Didn't though. But yeah, that's me. That's just my opinion. You're allowed a different one. It's fine. Me having an opinion doesn't take away from yours. You having one doesn't take away from mine. They're just opinions and feelings. And also, you can't procedurally generate a spaceship, but you can plan it. There was 100% going to be some custom things added in. There's going to be like these, not custom, the one before, curated and scripted things added in for sure on the planets. The same way we have already, like all of those stations, all of those things that we come across, all of the planetary ports and the installations are hand designed and built and put in there. Right, let's get ourselves out of here. I said we were going to go to ADS. ADS 103229. Oh. Hopefully this isn't 500 light years away. Nope. Everything's in carrier jump distance, which is quite nice for this. So, often and this is definitely an icy planet. Oh, it should be an icy planet. Mark, I've got a 2080 Super. That's what I use. Rip, thank you very much. Much appreciated, indeed. Glad you got your money back that you didn't know you could have. Walking around the pad, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know how that would work. There are some things where I'm a bit like, okay, so if I can get off my ship on a planetary surface into an SRV, and I can get off of my ship onto my feet on a planetary surface from my ship, so can I do that at a landing pad? I've got some unanswered questions about what we will and won't be able to do. Leap of faith, yeah, exactly. It's what a lot of commanders have wanted. There's also a lot who don't care. And I think when you have the options of putting more work into something that only some people care about versus not putting the work into it and putting the work into something else where everybody would benefit, I think they're probably going to do that. I'm not saying that ship interiors wouldn't be nice to have. I'm just saying I'm not particularly fussed by them. And I can see why Frontier might not do them. But at the same time, loads of people want them, and if there's gameplay to support it, then it should have them. I'm attempting to be on the fence about it. But the thing is, I don't want it to be a waste of time. You know? Like, see, oftentimes you're saying EVA is to fix stuff as a core gameplay thing for you. We won't have it, will we? That's the thing. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we are just going to have planet surfaces, and that's it. Realistically speaking. Crush talking about Panther Clipper. I don't think we'll ever see it. I think it's a meme ship at this point. Well, David, here is the big thing about that. Now, No Man's Sky doesn't have proper first-person shooting mechanics, does it? It doesn't. Very arcadey, very kiddie. But then you've got Star Citizen that does have proper first-person shooting mechanics. On ground, it's tough. You get shot a couple of times, you are dead, boy. I think Brock says there's a difference between things just being a waste of time for the sake of being a waste of time and existing, versus things having a rewarding and psychologically rewarding gameplay loop in them. There's a difference. So that's kind of what I mean. I would about things with no psychological rewarding gameplay loops, which is what games are supposed to have. It's a thing. But yeah, the new tool in it is, I think a lot of people were really worried that we would just have a first-person shooter, a really poor, simple, bland first-person shooter gameplay on ground, and the sciencing stuff would just be shooting it. And the fact that we're getting this new career path of xenobiology is a pleasant surprise. Like, that's a pleasant surprise. Better than it could be. So could always say one day walking into the fleet carrier hold seeing thousands of tons of goods would be nice. Maybe happen 2022, 2023. Yeah, I don't know. See, there are some things that I don't personally, I guess, it's going to sound really mean, I just don't care about. That's one of them. Like, I know that in Star Citizen you put cargo on your ship and you can see the cargo in your hold. I don't mind. I don't. That's nice. Huh, cool. Oh, that's interesting. But it's not I would like to see it. It's like oh, cool. It's one of those little things where, yeah, it gives me an upward nods and a moment, but it doesn't. I would never have asked for it because I simply don't need it for my gameplay experience, to enhance my gameplay experience. Doesn't mean you don't. Just it's for me. I can't stress this enough. Everything I'm saying is just pure opinion for me. Nothing else. Nothing else. If you have a different one, it's okay. I'm not hating on you. I'm just explaining why I wouldn't be so bothered. Broxus, yeah, that would be cool. That would be a reason why to have a science lab on your ship and walk around your ship. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. There would need to be gameplay to support that, but you've got to think about the work that would go into it. So if it's something that was added later on as part of the xenobiology, but the important thing is, if you want a feature to come after where you are, so say for example, multi-crew. This is the thing. So multi-crew, when it was launched, was naff. Let's be honest, right? It didn't go. No one's particularly keen on it. The rewards weren't very good because you wouldn't get a decent full whack. The instancing wasn't great for it, so it would constantly crash. So people stopped using it. So why would Frontier fix it because people aren't really using it? And then you get the I don't use it because it's crap. Well, you're going to put effort in. If you only have so many hours in a day, you're going to put effort into what people are doing, aren't you? It's like a restaurant with 1,000 dishes. There's no point in you having 1,000 dishes. You might as well have those 5 that people just order. That everyone orders. I guess. Mark, nothing works right in Star Citizen. Yet. Give it time. Ghost Pant Boris, no! My word isn't law. Well, actually, my word is law in Hilla. And I say that in the space station. So, maybe. Untitled. Yeah, exactly. You only all the good stuff. So, if it's good to start off with, you'd keep it, right? But you're going to have more and sell more of what people have. You know? Like, if lots of people had a dish and went, I think it needs more salt, you're going to add more salt to it because lots of people have had it. If only a couple of people order it and those go, needs more salt, but no one orders it, then probably not so much. It's not a perfect example, I know. Shh. I know it's not. Ulon, you're saying that you hope the game is rework missions to make them fun. Yeah, I would like to see I want to see chained missions. Chained missions where it's go there, take out some air support, go down, take out the base turrets, go into the thing, take out the people inside the base, do a thing, and then come out again. I think that's what I would want, personally. Alright, 5 minutes till lockdown on my carrier. Hooray! But yeah, I think there's talking about existing aspects of the game, there is some work that needs to be done. Wartnick, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. How you doing? But yeah, I think you could probably sit down all day and say how something could be better. Because that's what I do. Sit there and talk to myself about it and tell myself how everything could be better all the time. Inly dangerous rather than my own life, because that would be pretty sad, wouldn't it? But there's kind of this, well, for me, I want to focus on the new stuff, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Brooks, you say that, but I wouldn't be bothered by it. Like, for me, multi-crew, very rarely do I think it's worth it, apart from if you're having a ride-along for seeing something cool and you're not there. That's the only thing. Like, that's kind of my thoughts there. I mean, for me, it doesn't appeal to me as a gameplay feature because I like being in charge of my own ship. And again, that's just me. Just me. Right, we need to hurry up and jump so we can look at the next planet properly. Marcus, the thing is that your actions do have a consequence. And it's a BGS consequence. So it's not... Which to most people doesn't mean anything. I'm aware of that. But the BGS players, it does mean everything. Especially if when it comes to taking an installation as part of a war, BGS war, something extra in there, like another run on the ground, take control of it, put a gun to the base commander's head and be like, all your base will belong to us. That would be good. Existential self-care, I mean, it depends on how many credits you earn. It's just like I would think it would need to be competitive with mining. Like, it's a difficult one because mining is like the money measure. If you just want money, and that's all you care about, you don't particularly care about engaging gameplay whilst you're earning your money, then mining can be engaging because of the subsurface and core stuff. But if you just want to get on with it and do only one thing, then that's your thing, mining. But I always want to see other potential things being added. But what I will say is a little bit of research into what jobs pay in the real world, and I looked at mining versus bounty hunting. Now, on average, an American bounty hunter will make $54,000 a year. A miner will make well over 100,000, like 130, 150,000. That's a gold miner, and that's in Alaska. An Alaskan gold miner would make that much. And I'm like, actually, maybe mining should pay the best then. Obviously, it's not the top paid career in the world, but it's pretty damn good considering you're digging stuff out the dirt. Like when you reduce it down to its simplicity of you were digging in the dirt, you were pulling stuff out, and you were selling it to people, which crazy. Straight up Thomas, hello, how you doing? Silver Wolf, that is true. But I think most of the team are working on Odyssey anyway, so I think when Odyssey hits, it is going to fix a lot of stuff as well, I'm hoping. Passenger travel, what, like being a bus driver, Selkath? Because possibly, yeah. I think maybe a bounty hunter should get paid more than a bus driver because they're putting their life in danger. Proxus is saying that crime should pay the highest by realistic logic. Probably, yeah. There is a bit of that. But being a botanist, I don't think there are many people out there who have become billionaires through mining who then go and become botanists. But there's going to be a lot of them in Elite Dangerous. That's for sure. A 747 pilot. Yeah, oftentimes that's a good point. But yeah. Maybe there's not enough. I mean, we have to stop somewhere, don't we? But I feel like you have to scale up, because we're like, if you're just giving, or a tour guide, because I mean a lot of time you're a tour guide, or hey, I want to go over to Sirius Atmospherics. Yeah, Sirius Atmospherics. I mean that's a tour bus thing, isn't it? I mean, how much did tour bus drivers get paid? Same thing. I think it's a difficult one to balance because there are so many different careers. You have to pick a line and decide with that. Panhole killing Thargoid should be more lucrative. Yeah, it should. But I don't know if you saw the last stream that I did with the anti-Thargoid combat. We did an awful lot of face tanking them and just blowing them to pieces. The Cyclopses are a walk in the park if you've got the right build, especially if there's 3 of you and you're all getting a decent amount of money. So I think there's a lot to be thought about on that. But then again, Basilisks are considerably tougher, and then you get into the Medusa Hydras, and it's a nightmare. Oftentimes, I mean, not that many. I mean, and how many? And it does pay reasonably well, doesn't it? Though in Elite, it does pay quite well. But no, it was just something to think about, really. It was more of a... If you look at just the raw professions, by name only, not necessarily exact, then it's a thing. Something to simply think about. Panhole, yeah, shard cannon's all about shards. For me, it works for me. Toot toot. But yeah, I mean, we are going to be having science on the ground that doesn't involve shooting stuff. They did talk about there being skill-based gameplay during the deep dive, a live stream. So hopefully there will be some skill-based gameplay on the botany side of things. Michael, the best way to earn credits these days is mining. Still mining. Low temperature diamonds, paynite. Paynite's good. Right, we're off to a planet. I don't know which one we're down to yet. Bortek, hello, how you doing? Of course. What? Why are they doing this to me? Right. B5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're off here. Rather annoying that it's so far away, but off we go all the same. Shaggy boy, but that's you. That's in the game. You'll play it because of that. But it's a thought. Just a thought. That's all. Brian, I don't necessarily imagine more elite professions. I don't think it needs super dividing up into stuff. But I always say I'd like more balance, because no one should feel like they have to do one activity to be competitive. That's all. In the same way that actually conflict zones paying less. I don't really know how much military mercenaries get paid. If anyone's ever been a military mercenary, and you want to share how much you get paid to fight a personal war for someone, let me know. Joe say, yeah, I think that's gonna be the plan. I was thinking that might be the thing to do. But here's the thing, right? We're talking about mining, but does anyone remember when making 50 million credits per hour was a lot? Like, that was the thing. It was like a... having been playing Elite Dangerous and making videos long enough that I've done all of the, this is a big amount of money, this is a big amount of money, make this amount of money. It went from like 50, 80, 120, 150, 200 million, and it's jumped massively. And then suddenly, anything below 200, no one's suddenly interested in. 50 million per hour was good. Yeah, sure, we didn't have fleet carriers, but if you can make in an hour 50 million, that is still enough for 2 weeks worth of upkeep on a fully outfitted carrier with 1 hour's worth of gameplay. So. See now, Tom, I got really lucky that on my first play session when I actually learned how to properly fly, I immediately got offered a mission for 120,000, and I was straight out into an Eagle and bought some update and bought some stuff for it. I mean, to be fair, Vortex, the 50 million was because you'd stack planetary scan missions. So yeah, it's just something to think about. When we complain about this 200 mil an hour, I mean, should you be able to buy the most expensive thing in the game in a week? Probably not. I mean, I did the poo runs from Seos and Sothis, where you do your bio waste. I have done 17 Draconis. I have done 17 Draconis was a joke. Century Code was pretty daft, because you would stack up on massacre missions that would then stack on top of each other. So you'd kill one, it would get one kill across the entire set of missions you had. Also, you could kill skimmers and get paid for that too. Which is pretty good. Back in the day. But yeah, I've been playing long enough that I've seen all the big money makers come and go. Oh, and then we had the passenger rear missions and all that kind of stuff. Mad. See, Sam, you've obviously been playing longer than I have. Yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah, it's true that you're saying, yeah, 200 million hours and a good 200 million an hour with a good ship. All the other exploits could be done in a Sidewinder, with the exception of the passenger missions. Stosh, you're saying you can make 130k plus in the desert for the US. Okay, so that essentially means as a mercenary, you should be getting the same amount of money as a miner. Just to flash back to that similar kind of amount. Just saying. Yeah, I can't even remember how I made most of my money. In different ways, lots of different ways. Bounty hunting is how I got most of mine. And then I already had the money. And then I made about 100 mil doing exploration, I think, as well. No, 30 million doing exploration. Back in the day, and I thought that was loads. In one go. Because all of my money was earned. I did a lot of bounty hunting. And that's all I would do was bounty hunting and conflict zones. Kuro, you found me at Quince. Aww. And now you've been trapped ever since. It's cute. So, Duchess, you made yours through 5 billion for fleet carrier by exploration only? Cool. But yeah, totally mad. The amounts per hour that we used to make or do make, and right, we're going to jump our carrier to meet us. Hopefully. Yeah, I would like to see mining expanded to planetary surfaces. I've said this before, but I would love to see mining on a planet doing strip mining. You have a ship that's specially designed to do that. Yeah, I did a lot of bounty hunting. Like a lot. I mean a hell of a lot. I bounty hunted up until I could afford a Corvette. And that's what I did. And I was in a Python up until then as well. Never had an Anaconda. Strip mining ships, something you can go down land, switch the mining on and start off, and away you go. Yeah, so something that I've said that I would like to have is a dedicated mining ship with, this is going to be crazy, the cargo hatch at the front. So that's where the limpets come out of, and that's where they come back in, because you're facing a rock and you're shooting bits off of it. And I want to see the limpets go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like that. Proper go, 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 go. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, Tom, they did. That was going to be the for materials on planets, if I remember correctly. It was supposed to be when we had the new planetary surfaces put in, we would be able to go and look at them and be like, oh right, okay, well that's... You look at this, and you'd know that the slightly darker patches would have higher concentrations of materials that you could find. Yeah, spatula. I think that could work. Yeah, like hungry hippos. Untitled, you've used an abbreviation. I don't know what it is. XBTTF. Is that X Beyond the Frontier? Is that what it is? The X series? Because I only played X Rebirth, and it was a huge mistake. I bought it when my computer couldn't handle it. I tried to play it. I played a lot of it, and then I got annoyed with it, and I didn't enjoy it in the end. And I really dislike the animations of the walk-around characters. First one was amazing for its time, but that's around 15 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I might try and dip back into X Rebirth. I might give it a stream one time, just be like okay, can I play this yet? But I just remember it being the combat being annoying and kind of frustrating. White Weasel, you're saying you feel weird about mining. On one hand, lucrative, sure, but on the other, you felt like mining up the credits for your fleet carriers, sure. Can't imagine making money was like at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, someone left the door open. Scorbs walked in. You're right, mate. How you doing? I promise we'll get to this planet eventually, and then we can do a proper comparison. You've been animating since 6 AM. Did you even go to bed? Scorp? Because you better have done, otherwise there'll be trouble. I mean, to be honest, the first space shooter fighting game I played was X-Wing. And then TIE Fighter. Scorp, good. I am glad. When's that video coming out then, Scorp? That's the big question. Oh, that's Saturday on WKJ's Challenge stream. Oh, nice. I think quite a few people have done some work for that, haven't they? I will say that I much preferred TIE Fighter over X-Wing, which I think says something about me being a well, wanted to have an empire and being a mean person deep down inside. It could be that. Honestly, Scorp, the number of times I've stopped and went, actually, wait, are we the bad guys? Whilst doing BGS work. And honestly, I think we are. I'm okay with that. Someone has to be. Because if everyone's the good guys, then no one's the good guys. How long for my carrier to jump? 10 minutes. Okay. I remember playing with a really bad flight stick. Playing X-Wing with a really bad flight stick. And I remember when I first started playing X-Wing, I couldn't play it with sound because I didn't actually have a sound card. So I played with the mouse and the keyboard. And then I got a sound card, then I got a flight stick. And I remember the spring breaking in the flight stick, and I repaired it with an elastic, a doubled over elastic band. Spatula, no, I don't think anyone else can hear Scorp. Are you telling me that I should get him on the stream? Is that what you're saying? I feel like that's what you're saying. Okay, slow ourselves down. Oh, spatula, how did you not get that? How did you... How... Oh dear. Right, so ADS. Spatula's having a weird moment. He's not hearing voices in his head. Right, okay, we're now 8 minutes into the stream, so hello everyone that has joined over the last hour or so. Welcome. Obviously we're chatting about the Odyssey dev diary, One Giant Leap, and we're taking a little look now at some of the planets that were shown in the game. So what we're going to be having a little look at here is an icy planet which was shown in the trailer to be new and updated. Now this isn't landfall capable, is it? No. Okay. So, unfortunately, we can't actually look fully at the surface. But what we can do is stop there. Give me our display capture. So, this is what the planet looked like. As you can see, we have nothing like this at the moment. Nothing like this in the game at the moment, at all. Yeah, it looks like a kid drew a planet versus, you know, it's like noob versus pro, noob versus pro, noob versus pro. It's that kind of thing, I think. So we'll turn sideways slightly and draw ourselves out. But yeah, still, I mean, these things look good, but I mean, there's a canyon there. There's a canyon right there. Except, you know, it's just a texture map. It's not. No, it's not a texture map, is it? It's a no, it is. Yeah. So it's just a texture. It's not a. It's not really there. It's not really there at all. But then we're going to come down on the planetary surface and see all this stuff. Now, to talk about some of the words that Dr. K. Ross used during the dev diary was talking about the planetary surfaces. Now, funny enough, we're literally right there. So, what'd you say?
This time we'll be able to visit planets with light atmospheres.
We have all the data for these worlds that we create. Which planets have what types of atmospheres, their surface pressures, composition, their temperature. Now we get to recreate it for you to explore.
We're really striving to make our planets look fantastic from an on-foot perspective where you can get much closer to them. This is both with new rocky planets and new ice worlds which look absolutely incredible.
Worlds heavy in ice will end up with ice world specific formations. You'll end up with lineae, palimpsests, cryovolcanism. On worlds which are more rocky, you will end up with your mountains, your canyons, your ridges, your seas, basins like on the moon.
The rocky planets have been
So, the words. Jesse, no, Frontier typically don't give out misinformation at all, and they haven't this time. They would rather say nothing than give out incorrect information. So, with that, what she said was Linnae, palimpsests, and why have I just had a complete Linnae, palimpsests, and the other word that it's just completely gone from my head. And I can't. Cryovolcanism, duh. So Linnae basically means lines. Just so you know, so you can see things like where the ice has formed, cracks, stuff like that. The palimpsests applies to the layering. So you're going to see potentially, and I would assume, this is an assumption, I would assume you're going to see layers where the ice is built up over time, so kind of like strata in rocks. You're going to see that kind of thing, and then obviously cryovolcanism, geysers. Sweet. But yeah, this is just compared to the planets, it's absolutely incredible. It's nuts in a way. Yeah, Smatcher, that's a that makes sense. I mean, I agree. But yeah, so this is again what it looks like now. Or no, this is what it will look like. Sorry. Yeah, Tom. The only thing we haven't seen from the expo is that deep blue, like clear ice, and I'm not sure if we're going to see that anymore. Because again, it's concept art. So concept is concept. That was drawn by an artist versus. So that will have inspired what we're actually going to have in game. I think that's probably what we're going to see. More of that type of thing. So yeah, that's what it looks like. But that here, along this line, is you see in the atmosphere. So anyone who says there's no evidence of atmosphere, dude, seriously, this is the atmosphere. I know it's not super thick atmosphere, like Earth, or a gas giant, but atmosphere all the same, along there. Faux show. So, Jesse, it's just that. Now what we have here, it is a little bit further on, and we've got again that the atmosphere. It looks like that inside in your ship. So everything, and they've actually mentioned this in the dev diary, that the attention to detail, everything will look really good far away and close up at the same time. So I think it's going to be totally fine. I think that's. I think it's going to be, excuse me, as detailed for sure. And obviously this is absolutely incredible looking. Not being funny, Scorb. If they improve Pomesh so it looks like this, I will come and I will actually do the Type 9 race. I said it here, it's proof. There's 100 people watching. You guys know. And on the topic of 100 people watching, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please follow on Twitch. I mentioned earlier in the stream, YouTube seems to be really burying my content at the moment, so the only way for us to kind of lift it up a bit is to kind of drive interaction a little bit, which is hitting the like button and saying hello in chat. But this if Pomesh gets the full atmosphere treatment and the new planetary surface treatment, I am in. I'm absolutely in, Scorb. Having not done it, I will take the engines out of my Corvette and I will slap them into a Type 9. I'll lightweight everything and I'll come and I'll do it. Sylphwolf, here's my thing, right? Elite, as it stands, will run on actually quite a low-powered computer. It's a very well-optimized game, and I think that's going to carry over. I think that's going to... Plot twist. I secretly know the Pomesh won't. I have no clue. I think it might look fine. I think it'll do alright. I think the fact it's being put out on PS4 and the Xbox One, not the Series X and not the PS5, means it'll still work. Alexander, to be honest, you don't need a quantum computer for Star Citizen either. The problem with Star Citizen is most of it and the lagginess and the stuff is because it's just unpolished and netcode. Oh, the netcode. But yeah, I think this is just thinking the lines of it look incredible, and I think it's all going to be very doable. Oh, the SRV already lags on PS4. Hopefully it's more of an optimization than a. That's what I hope for. Now I think if we're going to try and find ourselves, actually no, let's actually play this.
Cryovolcanism, worlds much more rocky. You will end up with your mountains, your canyons, your ridges, your seas, basins.
So for 8K graphics, wow.
Rocky planets have been upgraded for
So rocky planets have been upgraded. So that's being upgraded. That's fine. It's important. Right. What we are going to look for, though. Look at that. In fact, over there, in the video, that's cryovolcanism, isn't it? That's something happening in the background. Right there. So that's something. That is a thing. So we've been to that planet. The next planet we're going to have to go to is Ovid. Ovid A6. That's going to be the next location. So let's go and jump on my carrier. In fact, we're right on top of it. That's good. So yeah, that looks like there's cryovolcanism in the background. What I really need to start doing is watching these things through at half speed. But yeah, so that's the thing. Oh, Panhole, are you at my carrier? Jesse, we've got some ideas. We know there's some first-person shooter-style gameplay coming. Also, we've been introduced to the scanning tool for identifying flora on planet surfaces. So we've had a little show of vegetation that's going to be there that we're going to be able to scan, collect data on, and then take back and sell to stations. So there's some gameplay there. But yeah, I think there's going to be plenty of gameplay to support from what I can tell, because the first-person shooter element, I am hoping, should be good. Hi Colin, how you doing? Thing is that if you don't want to do the first-person shooting stuff, you don't have to. So it'll all be optional because it'll be part of missions, I imagine. Hey Ray, how you doing? This is another example of me, what I should have done. Oh, crap. Crap. Was kind of point myself in the right direction in my old carrier management. But yeah, I think, like, SRV content is optional. Using a fighter is optional. I very much think that the first-person shooter stuff and the first-person gameplay will be optional too. So we're off to Ovid, which is nice and close. In fact, to the point where I'm like, I can make that jump myself. Oh. So I don't think anything will be mandatory. I don't think you'll feel like you have to go and do it. Basically, got no fallout from fires in Northern California. Oh, dude. Well, I hope everything's okay. I hope you're not affected. I didn't even know there were fires in Northern California. Was that something that just never went away and just got stopped reporting in the news? So, I say, heading to Ovid. It's Ovid 6, was it? Yeah, Ovid A6 is where we're off to. Which is a high metal content world. Colin, we're doing a bit of a tour around, looking at the planets that were featured in the dev diary. Yeah, Sam, with regards to the inventory management, I don't know what that's going to look like. You know? I don't know if it's going to be a menu, a screen with your body and you drag stuff and click it. I don't know about that. Garrick, it's the same thing where the scale of the planets is going to be completely different. How are people going to find you? Also, if you don't want that risk, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Different game modes. Pains me to say it, different game modes. But yeah, there will be people straight up murdering in first person. And to be fair, there's an increased chance that I will straight up murder people in first person because I'm better at first person shooters than I am at Elite Dangerous Combat. And it's going to be so much less reliant on loadouts and all that kind of stuff that I am far more likely to do it. Sounds awful, doesn't it? But hey-oh. Chances are, if I'm running around on a planet, just scanning some stuff or doing things, if I'm just like I don't know, I should check out this plant, then if someone happens to run up to me and they've got a gun out, I'm going to shoot them in the face. It is far better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So, yeah. Josie, you're right. We had some. There was about 2 different types of wearable tech, wasn't it? I mean, okay, Ovid A6. Let's look at Ovid A6 on the system map and see what the atmosphere is like. We've got 0.02 atmospheres, no volcanism, carbon dioxide rich. Atmosphere is 58.6% argon, 41.0% carbon dioxide, and 0.4% sulfur dioxide. Composition, 0.1% ice, 66.9 rock, 33 metal, which does add up to 100%, which is nice. So I think it's highly unlikely that it's going to be a bigger problem. Papa Hotel, it's going to be something to test out, isn't it? I am more than happy to get shot at by plasma, because that'd be terrifying. The huge plasma weapons are terrifying. So I think I would accept that. I'll take one for the team there. So, okay, no, we'll drop out and 0 up. I mean, technically it should be. The idea of lasers being strafed across the ground and you're running, and you're like, oh my god! That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I mean, I think wings function fine, Jesse, at the moment. They work. Multi-crew, I don't think it's going to get the attention because people don't use it. I was saying this earlier. I'm aware that if it was better, people would use it, but people aren't using it anyway. Even if it was improved, I think people prefer being in their own ships, and being in a wing is far superior. Original Gamers Online, you're just making stuff up, so you don't know. Like, you can't just make stuff up and say, way to drop the ball, left dev. They haven't even done it, they haven't even released anything yet. So how have they dropped the ball? I don't understand that as an idea. That's me. And you can say, yeah, but in previously they've done this. They've got a lot of stuff right too. Planetary Landings, great. Driving around in your SRV, it works, it's great. The planet surfaces that we have now are objectively very good, considering how they used to be. They didn't exist, did they? So, Original Games Online, here's the thing. Do you know if they're changing it when the new update comes out, or if they're keeping it the same? No, you don't. That's how. And you're saying it max out 4 per instance. There isn't 4 people per instance now. Well, you can get multiple wings into an instance quite easily. Like, there's loads of stuff. There's loads of stuff that is good and works and is fine. You can't assume stuff and say it's dropping the ball. You just... I'm not talking to you because you've clearly got an axe to grind and you're super salty about Elite Dangerous and Frontier. I don't know what to tell you. You've written it off before it's already happened, so it's like like that. Now what I was saying was looking at this planet and the way it'll be when we can fly around it. Yeah, but you obviously hate yourself if you don't play a game you don't enjoy. I'm assuming this here is that same planet as well. Alright, Kuro, catch you later. I'm assuming this is Ovid 6, in which case I want to land on this planet. I want to get out and I want to walk around. Yeah, but you're writing something off before it's even happened. So it's like you don't even want things to improve. It's like, again, going out for something to eat and saying, well, this restaurant's crap, but I want it to be better, so I'm gonna eat here again. It's like, just go somewhere else. I don't understand. That's what it's like. But honey, I will say this: the Elite Dangerous community is very vocal, for better or for worse. Very vocal. Me included. I'm vocal. I have opinions. I say stuff. And I'm like, I think it's okay to have an opinion, to be objective. Don't get too emotional. It's just a game. That's always my thoughts on it, which is ridiculous considering how much time I've spent playing it. But there you go. Oh, we've got 2 Jessies now. So Jessie Kenny, have they confirmed walking around ship? No. And nor have they said, no, we won't. Jessie, I hope we do. It would be nice to have some more ships. I've said this a lot, that I want more Guardian hybrid ships. Because why do we only have fighters when we could have a medium ship? And also, the Guardian fighters are... I meant to be showing this, actually, sorry. That I want to walk around on this planet. This planet here, how it looks. I hope it's the same planet. I'm in. I want to walk around on it. That I hope that it's going to be... I hope we do get some more, because, as I say, with the Guardian fighters, there are 3, and they don't start at Mark 1, or number 1. I I think there's something to be had. I would like to see these medium ships, even a large one. That would be insane. Can you imagine what a large one would look like? Imagine like a really super angular Corvette type thing with a blue glowy stuff, a little bit of floaty bits, and when you have to come through the mail slot, things flatten down as it comes through, all that type. I think there's so many options. The only thing is that the hard points would stick out like a sore thumb. Papa Hotel, you're saying you're hoping for large alliance ships. I could go for that. I could definitely go for that. Victor, here's the thing though, is that it's going to be, it pains me to say it, it's probably going to be easier for them to program 1 million planets of a type versus 30 ships, 40 ships individually and design. So a planet, you've got set features, atmospheric types, and based on that you can say, okay game engine or Stellar Forge, we want you to look like this, these are your parameters, go. And it remaps the entire galaxy for you. So every rocky planet will be of a certain type based on the composition of the atmosphere, of the ground, and that's not a manual process. But the designing all those interiors of ships, probably a little bit more difficult. But I don't. Also, I was saying this earlier, there has to be gameplay to support you walking around in your ship. But if I can't walk down these stairs, or I don't get to walk down these stairs out, then that'll be a bit of a shame. It would be a shame. It'd be a missed opportunity, I think. But I do like the idea of standing there on the planet's surface with my gun, being ready to pop some stuff, because you've got to have a reason to have a gun, haven't you? A humanoid-sized gun. You have to have a reason to have that gun. Will this giant crater exist in Odyssey? I hope so. No, Scorp, no. Because some ship interiors are half finished, I guess. A good example would be the Mamba. Because in the Mamba, where you change over into into the Mamba and you get into the Hollow-Me, you're actually sat down in the secondary chair that's dropped down behind the Mamba, behind the cockpit, and from there you can actually, if you're in VR, you can stand up and walk around. Like, you can stick your head around the back and you can see where the crew bay should be, but there's no bed. There's no bed. Othello, technically it's not an Alliance ship, though, in the same way that you'd look at the Chieftain, Challenger and the Crusader. It's going to take me 3 hours to get down to the planetary surface. But would this giant crater still exist? Because if it does, could you imagine going and landing in this giant crater, getting out, walking around? It would just be absolutely incredible. Like, the atmosphere would be incredible. And yeah, hype buying in, self-hyping. I need to behave myself. Because I'm just going to... Because if something isn't how I want it to be, then I'll get upset. Upset. It's a strong word. But yeah. I mean, Falco, here's the thing, right? If you give someone a hammer, and that's all they got, doesn't everything look like a nail? I mean, doesn't it? I do know that early interviews with David Braben, he has spoken, or he did speak about the walking around your ship. Which is fair. Okay, Bohani, on that isn't necessarily correct. There is a bit of misinformation and confusion kicking around those articles, from what I understand. And the best thing to do is wait on an official statement from Frontier. The same way with the Flora side of things. Yeah, I mean, there is no harm in wanting everything, I think. Like, the ultimate space game, I think, is what everyone wants, right? No one wants a subpar space game. And I think you've got this almost incoming message. Jump complete. Oh, I missed it. I thought we might be able to catch it in time. Bohani, yeah, there is that. I mean, there's been no talk of it whatsoever. I think mag boots are canon though, but grav generators aren't, which is why the space stations spin. Alright, Panhole, please temper your expectations though. Don't go getting way too overexcited. That's on you if you do, okay? If you're disappointed, that's nothing to do with me. I'm saying it. Just saying it. But what I would take over most things is, as I was trying to say, convergent evolution of the space genre, where you've got like No Man's Sky, Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, Dual Universe as well, all slowly working towards the same idea. I guess as it all kind of comes up towards the perfect space flight sim shooter, the perfect first person shooter, you know, the perfect exploration game, story driven, and then it slowly comes in, and I think everyone's edging ahead slightly more in different aspects. Attention to detail, all that kind of stuff. Stuff, from what I understand, the FSD was in the original game, anyway. But then again, it would need to be, wouldn't it? And also the advance of technology. But I don't know. I didn't play the originals. Elite Dangerous is the first Elite game that I played, and actually kind of only. No, I'm going to have to believe you on that one, Stosh, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm not qualified to talk on the topic. Whoa, go. Right. Now. So Vagabond is saying 1, 2, and 3 should be hydraulic capture chips. So it was an older form of SSD. The Dream Drive. What? What? I'm like, what? You what? Hey Lee, how you doing? Let's get ourselves over to... Oh, we've still got a cooldown. Silverwolf, no, I haven't. Pains me to say it, I still have, I still got Premonition sat on the bookshelf. Yeah, my signed copy of Premonition by Drew Wagar sat on the shelf. Probably should read it. Right. Not sure where we're going to go. Actually, where are we? Because I don't need to do an individual jump. Really. Because I fancy popping over to Shinrata, because I want to have a quick look at some stuff. Yeah. I think we'll just do that. Harris with a dream machine. Really? Older games, man. I don't know about that. And you can buy second-hand ships. Okay. I mean, buying used ships is a good idea, I think. The only thing I'll say is that with the current, well, the way Elite's kind of set up now, I don't see it having worked that well. I wouldn't see it working that well, I think. Elite Galaxy, yes, and we have been. For sure. Is what I've got to say on that. Yes. Now, did I just get an alert come up that I missed? I feel like I might have done. No, good. Right, so we are going to go. The reason I'm popping Shinrata is because I want to have a look at the Guardian fighters briefly. Spatula. Is that like board hopping or board flipping but for crew? Is that what that's like? Yeah, the alien sites are probably going to have to be one of the first places I go when the update arrives. Like, could you? Oh god! Right, I'm making a big assumption that we're going to have Thargoids walking around, and we're going to fight Thargoids walking around. But the first place I am going is going to be a Thargoid base site. I'm going to go there and land, get out, and imagine being the first face-to-face commander with a Thargoid. Would be sick. Even if I don't have a gun, because you know what we can always do is try out the peaceful thing first. Because I know that Malik VR on Twitch, he believes that the Thargoids are actually the galactic good guys. They're actually all the interactions are peaceful until provoked. I personally don't agree. I think they're the galactic bad guys, because they kind of are, aren't they? Like, we've fought them before, they're the bad guys. So I think they're galactic bad guys. We stand on opposite sides for this. And drive up, get out, I'd be like, yo. Hey guys. No, don't do that. Don't stop. Okay, you're stabbing me now. Please stop. No. Okay, right now. Now that's acid. Please stop. Yeah, please. No. Okay, don't do that anymore. Please don't do that. Oh, I'm dead. I think that's how it's going to go. Personally. Just even based purely on the Thargoids and their interaction with I think the humanity being secret bad guys is a really played out trope, I reckon. Arson Cross, no they don't, and we don't attack all of theirs on site either. But surely being pulled out of your hyperspace tunnel is an act of aggression. Oppressor, damn straight boy. A long time since I've been here. But yeah, I'm reasonably sure they had the first aggression with blown up ships, captured ships, and all that kind of stuff. Even though if they were going after some stuff that we had, I'm reasonably sure that. Look, I'm a human, and it's all about humanity. I did that. They've attacked far more stuff and destroyed more stuff than us. So even if we started the fight, they've attacked stations, which didn't attack them. Interesting point. Yeah, Arson Cross, that's an act of aggression. I'd shoot you for that. Yeah, Falco, exactly. Yeah, we do have examples. They've also ignored all of our communication attempts. Well, Quiz Engine, here's the thing, right? Is that Frontier told us back in the day, quite a while ago, that our interaction with Thargoids are... Joe said, yeah, that was after they attacked us the first time round. And let's be honest, they are far superior to the average pilot. IMH1, is it? I'm going to say no, because if you give them the meta alloys, they take it and they go away. Versus, obviously you've got one of the Thargoid hearts, that's a different story. Or if you're carrying any Guardian tech. Duchess, but Thargoids never outright destroy a station. Why is that? Because it's not built into the game and Frontier wouldn't do that. Total sidestep and immersion. Okay, what I'm going to do... Oh, I've got stored ships here. Oh, nice. Oh, the Clivaconda. Alright, let's jump into this. Yeah, I always think that... Victor, yeah, there's that kind of like there's one very certain outcome or two outcomes if humanity encounters life. Either we destroy them or they destroy us. And this is based on, I mean, just look at humanity now, and this is going to be a little bit of a social commentary, but please don't read too much into it. We still can't get on with each other. Like, based on where you're from, skin colour, we still can't get on with each other. So if an alien species turned up, oh my goodness, we'd immediately be like, well, we've got to fight them. Because it's kind of, it's what we do, isn't it? It's what humans do. Xenophobic tendencies are typically a bit hardwired into human evolution because at one point it was more beneficial for you to recognise an offensive tribe or a different species immediately and see them as an aggressor. I'm not saying it's right, just saying it. It's a bit like that. But what I want to do here, nah, Smasher, I can't even buy into that. That's so unreasonable. Right. Because what I wanted to look at, the birds. Birds aren't real. Birds aren't real. That's what it is. Birds aren't real. Okay, so what I wanted to look at was Okay, so it's the XG 7, 8, and 9. Where's XG 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? You know? Or Duchess, we fight them to take their tech. Which I think the original, well, the FSDs we use now, aren't they based on Thargoid tech? Isn't that what it was? But yeah, if aliens turned up like tomorrow, I think humanity would rally, dramatically rally. But then at the same time, I also think we would maybe freak out a little bit at the same time. I think there'd be an element of freaking out. There would be obviously the casual looting and stuff. You know, a lot of things that would generally happen that humans like to do. But no, I think overall it would be better for us. No, Hunter. I reckon that there's an XG 1 through 6, and they are other sizes. Because I remember somewhere, I could have sworn he spoke about it. Hang on, no, the FSD isn't based on Guardian tech, because we didn't find the Guardians until after we had a SD. So the Guardians were found during the Elite Dangerous storyline, so only a couple of years ago, really. Yeah, so the FSD is Thargoid. Thought so. Yeah, that's pretty sure. But yeah, what I want to see is I want to see the I want to see XG 1 through 6, and I want them to be small, medium, and large, 2 of each, please. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I will not be happy until I see them. And Victor, yeah, likely. I mean, there's plenty of animals out there that just that will attack a human when they see it. Same thing. Like, yeah. Well, Duchess, the thing is that, well, I mean, it was like six attempts to finally get it right. Or would you just keep them quiet, wouldn't you? Keep them quiet. But yeah, these things are absolutely amazing, design-wise. But could you imagine a small and large ships, and medium? I think it's great. Oh yeah, Arson, wouldn't that make perfect sense where it came from? But also, they don't use super cruise, but we do. We didn't use the frameshift technology until we did. Right, you're making me Google this. Frameshift drive. Where's it from? We're off. We're on the wiki. We are on the wiki. Not usage. History. Okay, we all had hyperdrives. It was rumoured the Quirium hyperdrive was reverse engineered from captured Thargoid ships. When Galcop collapsed in 3174, the secrets of Quirium production with it and any fuel Quirium hyperdrives became quickly inoperable. In the next 100 years, faster than light travel was done using slower and more primitive methods. During the first Thargoid conflict, the Galactic Cooperative captured a number of Thargoid ships which fell into position of Alliance decades after Galcop's demise. By the 2070s, the Alliance was able to reverse engineer the Thargoid technology to produce the single most consequential hyperdrive innovation in centuries, the frameshift drive. So, frameshift drives are Thargoid. Well, Thargoid origin. Or reverse engineered from Thargoids. We're done. Well, it literally says that they became defunct and disappeared. So, it's gone. But there we go. I thought so. I thought so. I thought that's where it came from. Now, the wiki is wrong. Is it though? Is it? Is it wrong? I wonder if it says it in the do you think it says it in the codex? What happens if it's in the codex? You're kind of hoping something would be in here, wouldn't you? Thargoids. Starships. Human Thargoid contact? Nope. Well, yeah, it literally says, it talks about that arson. It says so. Right, but yeah, there should be some kind of tech section to explain what everything is and how it works. Because yeah, the knowledge base lacks a lot. A lot. Who knows? Right. Well then. We have talked about. Oh, anyone else want anything else they want to mention about the dev diary? Anything else? Any more for any more? Because I think the plan for me will be to head back to deployed space now, because it's been a while. And we've got some BGS to take care of, no doubt. So I should really get myself home before it gets past my bedtime. Ships look shiny in the dev diary. Do they? I'm like, do they? Oh, actually, one thing that I was going to mention from the dev diary, which is relevant, was, did anyone else notice this? Oops. I will just get myself out of here. Right, so the thing that I wanted to mention is the ship flying. Now, at the moment, when we fly, if you notice there's a little speedometer that it's got chevrons. So it's got the arrows, and when you chuck it into reverse, and when you eventually get into reverse, then it goes backwards. Okay, so we've got those chevrons, but then in the dev diary we have none. At any point with the flying. Come on, come on. Where is it? Right. Yeah. No chevrons. September, Duchess, is when that came in, apparently. September. So there's that. So yeah, there's the thing. Which was a bit of a, I guess, interesting. Sound effect 68. I don't. That would be an interesting thought. That would be a very interesting thought. Right, I'm going to head back to Plato's Tyranny because we haven't been there for ages. Since they broke the Tyranny Warp. Not saying I'm annoyed about that. I'll behave. Don't tell. Got to do 2 jumps. 2 freaking jumps. Yeah, it's possible, actually, sound effect 68, thinking about it, that because suddenly you have to worry about atmosphere, and so aerodynamics come into point. No, but even then that won't make sense, because we have to be able to go backwards. We have to be able to. There's no way we won't. No way. I don't see the flight model changing that much. No, just thinking about it, it's like, actually, yeah, that would make sense because... But then suddenly, at the same time, you can't go backwards in Super Cruise, can you? But it still shows... Shows up there. But no, not a bad idea of it, I would say.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Also, it's possible they might be going back yet. They might be going back to it. It could be that. It could be that they're removing it to change it back. You never know. Galaric, I never thought it was because we all knew atmospheric flight was coming. We all knew. Duchess, I don't know. I'm going to say technically no, because of the definition of atmosphere. Because technically any planets have atmosphere, or stellar bodies have atmosphere. And the Lagrange crowds aren't planetary bodies. I'm clutching at straws here to explain it. We need someone smarter than I. Bibo, I don't know. Hopefully. Jason, I'm not, because we haven't been given anything apart from, and that concept art's been kicking around. That's the thing, that there's not a huge amount to say about them other than we know they're going to be there, and we know we've got like a bar concept art. What we'll be able to do there. That's just, we don't have a lot to talk about. Right, I'm going to try a Tyranny Warp. It's not going to work though, is it? Straight through the ring hole. Yes, I said ring hole. Yeah, planetary POIs, but that could be the same with like your biological and your geological stuff. So I think it's probably going to be that. Bibo, I think we should do, because I think a lot of us are wondering how we get in and out of them. Oh, that was a commanders, please refrain from practicing flight assist off docking in my station. Nice. But yeah, if anyone's never been to Plato's Tyranny and Hilla, do feel free to go check it out. It has my voice inside, which is kind of cool. And it's got like custom phrases that are in no other station anywhere as well, because we made them up on the spot when I was at Frontier. It's cool. Which is like, oh my goodness, it's like coming up to 2 years ago now. Right. Docked and back home. Kuro, what did you miss? Oh, mate. I'm actually about to end this stream. So welcome back, I guess. Thanks for coming back. But yeah, I'm going to call time for the stream there, guys. If you're watching on Twitch, then hang around. We are going to raid. I don't know who yet. We're going to pick someone and we're going to raid them. Because why the devil not? Everyone on YouTube, I want to say thank you very much who've been watching. Please make sure that you do hit the like button on the way out. We really appreciate it. Also, if you have enjoyed it and you want to subscribe, then you probably should do that at the same time. And also, follow on Twitch if you haven't followed on Twitch already. Hopefully I should have a video coming out at some point over the next couple of days about something else, Elite Dangerousy. So do keep an eye on that, just so you know. But I'm going to say, like I said, guys on Twitch, hang around, we're going to raid someone, make sure you say hello. And I'm going to say, once again, thank you very much for watching. Commander Plater, out.